Hi there, I'm Robbie. I'm a year 13 and then I'm going to just talk about the idea behind the Wellbeing Ambassadors. It all began in around about February last year where I started drawing up the process behind the brand new Wellbeing Ambassadors. It started out a wee bit different to what it is now. It started out with it being a senior prefect role and another group of a smaller group of people, but it transgressed into what it is now, which is a group of 26 boys, lower and upper sixth. The whole initial plan, yes, we started around about February. At the beginning, I first drew it up and went straight to Mr. McCullough, a teacher within the school. And from there, both of us, him and I, developed the idea further and started the initial planning process within implementing it within school. That began firstly with going to the headmaster, who was beyond receiving of the idea, genuinely enthusiastic about mental health within school. And then that further just continued on, meeting Mr. Kuhn and then Dr. Breen in the later stages. And now we've got the Wellbeing Lounge and the Wellbeing Ambassadors. The whole idea at the beginning, the whole fundamental behind it was there's boys throughout the school who have obviously got mental health problems and things going on at home, and they don't feel as if they're ready to talk about it. And I felt that if we had, at the very bottom up and the bottom down as well, someone that they could go and speak to begin their mental health journey, going to talk to one of the school counsellors or talking to a senior member of staff, if we were able to start that journey as a collective, then we would be doing our responsibility to help all younger boys within the school. Alongside that, the boys, every single one of us, set out to endure relationships and develop these relationships with every single young person that walks into this room. We do all we can to ensure that they feel in a safe environment, every single one of us. We go out of our way and we are recognised by our wellbeing badges. So boys, any boy that needs any sort of help knows that we're there to talk to them. They can come up to us at any time of the day, whether we're walking between classes, break time, lunchtime, after school, before school. We're always there for every single boy, and it really starts to begin that journey to destigmatising mental health within an all-boys school, and that is exactly what this was set out to do in the first place.
Hello, my name's Joshua. I joined the college in 4th year and I am now in year 13 prices. As Robbie was saying, we at the start of this programme we ended up getting all of the wellbeing ambassadors that we needed, and the school was happy enough to go ahead with the programme. Now we had to find a place to have the wellbeing lounge. There was an old storeroom above the drama department, which fitted perfectly. There was everything we needed. Lots of space as well. The only problem was we had to set up a committee first, roughly about 10 people, to try and organise how we wanted to design it, what kind of furniture we wanted to get, as the school had given us a finance budget for that. Thankfully we were able to get lots of volunteers from the ambassadors to help clear out the storeroom, and then to start putting in place all of the new furnishings that would make it fitting for all of the guests that we'd be getting from the younger years, who would hopefully be coming to talk to us and start building their relationships with us. Specifically in the Wellbeing Lounge, we were able to get lots of lots of posters and different pictures to put on the walls, and lots of supportive posters for any boys coming in here, teaching them different ideas about what would help them to make them be greater men, especially greater gentlemen, which is something that the school is very proud of, raising fine gentlemen. They're also able to come here and play lots of games that we got. We've got favourites already. We've got Connect 4, chess, Uno, all sorts. And there's a group of the guys that may not have specific well-being or mental health needs at the moment, but are very pleased to just be able to come in here and hang out with some of their friends in a nice calm area and play the likes of those games. We also had, when we started off with the Wellbeing Lounge, we also had to repaint all the walls and do a lot of woodwork. Thankfully the staff at Campbell were able to come and do that, the ground staff. Big thank you to them for coming and spending their extra time redoing this room and making sure that it was ready for the Wellbeing Lounge to be open.
So we've had a few instances where people who do need support come into the mental wellbeing room, and if we weren't trained at all, there'd be absolutely no chance of us being able to provide the help that they need. So when we came in for that training after school, we really did learn a lot of methods on how to deal with it properly. The role playing especially, the paraphrasing, the interactive listening, all is absolutely crucial, and I think Campbell College has delivered on it really well.
The Wellbeing Lounge has proved to be very popular among the year groups that's been open to, years 8, 9, and 10. But our plans for the future are more to open it up to the older years as well, sixth form and GCSE. The idea being there that the older you get, the more stresses you encounter, and we want to be able to support everyone that we can within the school. At the moment, the support that we offer is only to the younger boys, as the space we have is quite limited, and the Wellbeing Lounge has only really just begun in the last number of months. There's such an influx of pupils coming in every break to, come socialize and play games and meet us and talk to us. And it's actually great, to see this interaction from the rest of the school. We need to start thinking about, since the Wellbeing Lounge has seemed to have taken off, is more the actual building of new Wellbeing Ambassadors for the coming years. Now, what we thought of is training using the assistance of Claire Brockhurst again, the one that trained all of us in the first place. And maybe also more insight from us that have experienced firsthand what we have to do in the Wellbeing Lounge. The support that we give is fantastic, and many great lessons that we learn can pass on to others for the next coming years. And with this gained experience that we didn't have when we were trained, I think that the Wellbeing Lounge will keep improving and improving the longer it's here. So starting, the best advice that we can give to the future Wellbeing Ambassadors in the coming years would mostly be commitment, in my opinion. That being, you don't just sign up, sit down for 6 hours, get a badge, and call it that. No, you have to go home, do your own research, do whatever you can to fully appreciate what our work actually is here. Because that's what it is. It's helping others, it's being selfless, it's being caring for younger students who you may have no connection to besides your school. And putting them first at all times. Commitment outside of the Wellbeing Lounge is probably the biggest part, despite the Wellbeing Lounge being, the grand part of this entire scheme. When you're in the halls, be on the lookout for anyone who seems to be struggling, who seems to just be having a rough day. The greatest part is that you can show your character when no one is looking, and that's what counts.
My advice to any future wellbeing ambassadors has to be about developing relationships. Every single boy that walks in here is a boy that is looking for a relationship with you, whether that be playing Connect 4 or playing the board games or just sitting and having a chat. Every boy that comes in here, when you develop a relationship with them, you're starting the beginning of destigmatizing mental health and beginning that journey with them to where they feel comfortable talking about mental health with you. And for a lot of boys, many of which don't feel comfortable talking in the environment that they're in at times, it is phenomenal what change that can do to begin a journey like that. Honestly, one boy that comes in here that we're able to develop a relationship with and help them out is an absolute success for every single ambassador and the lounge.
As a Wellbeing Ambassador, punctuality is key. Whenever any of us come down for a Wellbeing Ambassador duty, we have to be here on time, as break and lunch are very short, and any time that we get to spend with any of the lads coming in here is vital, as they might not always be open to talking about important things, and they may feel thrown off if you're flustered and you're running out of time to do certain things. And they're also very focused on or very enjoy playing games, and if you don't get here on time, there's not always enough space in your schedule to get all of them in.
Me personally, I feel like my advice for future wellbeing ambassadors would be to do research outside of the actual mental wellbeing room. if you don't do research about specific conditions people may have, or if you don't do research on how to properly deal with situations, you'll have no idea of what to do when you're actually put in those real life situations. And me personally, I think I've spent about a good few hours on the internet looking at psychologists, like diaries and all, how to deal with people that need help. I feel like it'll give you a greater grasp of the job that you signed up for, and overall I believe that if you do your research, it will help the betterment of the mental wellbeing room.